Hi, my name's Paul Baines. I'm Professor of Political Marketing at Cranfield University and co-author of Marketing by Oxford University Press. In this next sequence, we talk to Steve Goodair, Director of Holdz.co.uk, a small climbing accessory company. And in this sequence, he talks about the difficulties of meeting customers' needs.
My name's Steve Goodair. I'm the Director of Holdz.co.uk, which is a climbing company that specialises in handholds and matting for the indoor climbing market. Yeah, I started Holdz 16 years ago mainly to start a market in indoor climbing holds, because there wasn't such a thing. There's only every hold manufacturer was associated with a wall builder, and they used to put their own holds on a wall that they'd just built. So if you went to do the route, you could read the route from the ground because there was only 50 shapes. So I decided to become an independent manufacturer, making my own holds that resembled more rock-like structures than the ones that you used to get, and add that to the mix. My customers tend to be climbing centres and bouldering centres who need lots of different types of hold to replicate different types of problem and teach different types of problem on an indoor environment. And they want to keep the problems fresh because they refresh them every 2 to 3 weeks to keep people coming back to try new types of problem and new variations of problems. Because we're a smaller manufacturer and distributor of holds, we've got good customer service. We can deliver within 24 hours if it's in stock. We've got one of the largest ranges in the climbing world for holds and type of hold you need to build the problems you want to build. And we also put extras in people's packages as little surprises and thank yous. In terms of advertising, we've got quite a strong brand name, and we've been going for quite a while, so it's search engine optimised. When you type in holds, we come up number 1. All the products have the holds on it, so when people like a hold in a climbing centre, they don't need to think or ask who the manufacturer is, it says on it, so they can then think, oh, I'll buy a set of those myself and take them home. We use a lot of social media because it's easy for us and good for us because we can show people the product through either a photograph or a little video, but print matter we don't use much these days at all. Right, back in 2000, the world's first dedicated indoor bouldering centre opened, and it was uncharted ground. Nobody knew if it would work, how many people to get through the door. So we put regular matting in there, which would be used in a normal climbing centre, and we found it didn't really hold up to all-day use every day, because I mean these centres are open 12 hours a day, and they get 100 to 200 people in there a day jumping on the mats. And we found the chalk dried it out, the seams would start splitting, which is leave potential problems for people's ankles dropping down between the mats, twisting ankles, all sorts. So we had to come up with a new solution to solve this. It was a problem for us because we had to go out to repair these problems, and it was also a problem for the centres themselves because they had to close that area off until it was repaired because it was a potential hazard, trip hazard, or people could fall through the matting and damage their ankles. So we had to come up with a solution for this. We didn't realise at the time just how popular bouldering would become and the sheer amount of people that would get through a centre in a day, and the mats were wearing out quicker than we expected. I mean, if you think about a gym mat, it's used for one piece of apparatus and one gymnast on it in a 2 or 3 hour session. These were getting 200 or 300 people an hour going over them. So we had to come up with a new solution, a stronger solution, and one that we could guarantee, so we weren't going back to site every 2 minutes to repair them. And we started with different types of foam, different densities of foam. We worked out that the optimum one for the use we were going to use. And we came up with a sandwich of foam, dense foam and a super dense foam, so the top would be hard, firm for feet first landings. We also added self-adhesive Velcro, which is stuck to the surface, then sewn. So you've got belt and braces, you've got a chemical bond and a key bond, which makes it a lot stronger than just stitching. Stitching alone, it perforates it like toilet paper. So when it stresses it sideways, it just splits. And then we also got rid of all the seams in the top surface, and every mat became, not every mat, but the majority of the mats became modular. So if you've got one that wears out underneath a steep overhang, which always goes first, you can swap it with the one that never gets any traffic after 2 or 3 years, prolonging the life of the matting. It's just a matter of dismantling your system, putting it back together again, and you get another 4 or 5 years out of your system. This was good for us because we could make mats a lot quicker, slightly cheaper, and we can transport them to site quicker. But the main thing is we could uphold our 5-year guarantee. The future for Holdz, hopefully, is to push to other countries that we're not quite in yet. We're in parts of Europe and parts of Asia, but we really need to push and get established in other countries. Hopefully, climbing will become an Olympic sport, and then the sky's the limit. We can be everywhere and really push indoor climbing.